Good morning. Good morning. Morning, everybody. Get Instagram going here as well. What's going on, my people? Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys hanging out. We're a minute early today, 7:59. I was well prepared this morning. Well prepared. Hopefully, everybody's having a great morning. Wednesday, February 12th. Hanging out. Getting ready for the final Lakers game before the All-Star break. We got a lot of good stuff to get into, so thank you for being a part of the show. I'm kind of double fisting it today. I got my coffee right here, and then went ahead and got some tea right here as well. I'm as prepared as you can be today. As prepared as you can be today. Thank you for hanging out. I got a fantastic quote this morning. I think I told you guys. So the tea that I was drinking, every time I had one of those teas, it had like a quote there, which is really kind of what got this whole thing started about doing a quote every morning. But basically every quote that I read now, I'm like, I've already read that one. So I don't know if this tea company needs to step up its game or I just need to find quotes from somewhere else. But today, no. This is a new one. I haven't seen this one. You are the master of your judgments, your decisions, and your actions. You are the master of your judgments, your decisions, and your actions. Tried throwing it at the camera, went completely left. If that was a field goal, about 13 yards to the left, not even close. Like where the announcers basically say, like, yeah, that's got no shot. That's what that was. We got a fun show lined up today. Got a lot going on. I haven't done an Ask SLI in a couple of weeks. I can't remember why either. I don't know if I had guests or it was because NBA trade down. I don't know why, but I know I have not done an Ask SLI in a while. So we'll end the show. We'll finish the show with some Ask SLI. Final game before the break. We'll talk a little bit about Lakers and the Jazz. I got some video that I want to play for you guys. Greeny and Brian Windhorst were talking this morning about odds of Lakers winning the West. I put out a video yesterday of, hey, can the Lakers actually win the West? So there's some kind of chatter, some conversation, some of the sports books out there where they got the Lakers. So we'll do a little bit on that. Final game and kind of closing this out here before Lakers got a chance to go 14 games over 500 if they win tonight against the Utah Jazz. My God. Phenomenal record. Phenomenal record. So they got a chance to go 14 games over 500. We'll talk a little bit about that. Alex Len signs with the Lakers yesterday. It's so funny. Some of these videos that I put out, when I tell you I got no idea what some of these videos are going to do, who would have thought Alex Len was the next Hakeem Olajuwon? People were consuming that video yesterday like the Lakers just signed Patrick Ewing in his prime. All right? Do a little bit about that. I don't know what the hell's going on with this Mark Williams, this trade, Dalton Knecht. I heard Dave McMenamin yesterday talking about the NBA might have to do some type of a mock trial. Both sides have to make a case. All right, talk a little bit about that as well. Dalton Knecht's going to have to turn the page at some point and hopefully be an asset for the Lakers again. I do feel bad for him, but I want to spend some time talking about Dalton Knecht and how he's going to have to kind of, as a rookie, shift his mentality and say, all right, I'm a Laker for as long as I'm a Laker, and I'm going to try to be the best asset that I can. So we'll spend a little time on Dalton Knecht. Got a couple baseball topics in here as well. There were some odds that came out. Pitchers and catchers reporting this week. Some have already reported. Some will report by the end of the week. Some interesting stuff here. Winners and losers of the offseason. Odds to win a World Series. Top farm systems in baseball. Aaron Boone hopes that the Dodgers or hopes that the Yankees are classier than the Dodgers after winning a World Series. So I got a couple baseball topics I'm going to get into, and then we'll do some Ask SLI. So thank you very much for hanging out, my people. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. All right, let's see what we got from our people here. Salute SLI. Salute. Morning, brother. Mushroom tea. No, I've heard some people say that. I got to experiment more with some of this stuff. What is this stuff? I don't even know what it is. I gotta look into it. I've seen that a lot. I think I've seen people actually doing ads for some of those mushroom teas and things like that. Coffee and tea. I got a little bit of both. Let's see what else we got here. Good morning, guys. What type of coffee you drinking, Slee? I got to be honest, Ben. I'm not sure what I have this morning. My girl was nice enough to make me a nice cup of brew this morning, and I just kind of went straight to the laptop and started prepping for the show. But I'm not 100% sure what it is. I will tell you, it's the good shit. At least it got me going this morning. All right, let's see what else we have here. A couple here before we get started. Slee, where's the coffee? I got the coffee right here, my brother. Victor, thank you for tuning in, brother. I appreciate it. All right, let's get the show started. Let's get things started. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you. I want to give a quick shout out. Thank you to our partner of the Sliwa show, the Wallace firm, Brad Wallace and the Wallace firm. Thank you to all our subscribers. If you've yet to subscribe, please subscribe. Thank you to all our members, those who are MVP members of the channel. Greatly appreciate that. Closing in on a number that I think is a great accomplishment with members. My first members only video coming up on Friday. First members only video coming up on Friday. And it's not going to be your typical content. I think it's going to be a little bit different. That's what I'm hoping to do, is just, kind of take people behind the scenes of the channel, make it a little bit more personal. So we'll do that on Friday after the show. We'll do our regular show, and then we'll do little members only coming up on Friday. All right, let's get the show started. My people, let's get this show started. Let's see what we got here. Final game before the break. You got so many comments coming in, it throws me off. It's like, Alan, stay focused. Stay focused. You guys ever done meditation? So I've been trying to do meditation a couple days a week, right? It's like 10 minutes. You do it on these apps. And the whole time it's about just staying focused on what you're doing. If you just knew where my mind goes. Like 7 minutes of the meditation goes by. I'm like, I forgot I was meditating. I don't know. My head was somewhere else. I was thinking about Dalton Knecht, the Mark Williams try. I don't know. Thinking about what I'm going to eat for dinner. It's not easy. It's not easy. All right, final game before the Lakers go to the All-Star break. Lakers got a chance to go 14 games over 500. Let's listen. Let's be very realistic about this Lakers team right now. I think there's just a very, very natural excitement about this Lakers team right now. There should be. There really, really should be. Genuinely, there should be. Yes, there's excitement because Luka Doncic is a Laker. Yes, there's an excitement because Lakers have clearly started this just new chapter where we have no idea what the hell is going to happen with this team. And it's exciting because what it could mean in the summer. It's exciting because you could start looking down the road and you could see a future for the Lakers that's not the same future that we've been looking at, right? It's like, you're going and you keep eating the same meal. Every single day you're eating the same meal. Now it's like all of a sudden some chef walked in and you're like, what the hell? My taste buds and everything's completely different. My mind is trying to figure out what the hell I'm eating, all this stuff. It's an exciting time right now to be a part of Lakers basketball. But it's not just the fact that they got Luka and that there's this whole new kind of renewed energy around the franchise. It's also because they're playing really good basketball. The product is good. The product is really good. I don't know how much you guys watch college basketball, but I'm watching last night. I went to San Diego State University. I don't watch too many of the games. I wish I watched more of them, but a lot of times just either the game's not on or I'm just paying attention more to the NBA because this is my job, right? This is my occupation. So San Diego State's on yesterday. They're playing San Jose State. It's not like a premier game or anything, but I give San Diego State a lot of credit. They've been kind of a top 25 team now for a while. I'll give them a lot of credit. But I'm watching, and the style of basketball in college, it's such a tough watch. The referees drive me crazy. Everything's a freaking foul. I'm like, let these kids play. I say kids, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Let these young men play. It made me think of the NBA, and it made me think of the Lakers for a quick second, because there have been plenty of times where I've watched Lakers basketball. I'm like, I'm not enjoying the product. I'm not enjoying how the guys are playing. I'm not enjoying the style of basketball. Many a times I'm not enjoying the refereeing or the stoppage because of replays and all that stuff. That just naturally happens. But one of the things that I was taking away, I'm like, for the first time in a while, I'm enjoying watching Lakers play. I like watching Jared Vanderbilt. I like watching Dorian Finney-Smith. Guys, I'm going to say something that's going to throw everybody off. I like watching Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent. Like I'm enjoying LeBron James, Austin Reeves, Jackson Hayes. I'm enjoying watching the Lakers play basketball right now. So I think tonight's game is it's an important game. Let me tell you guys why it's an important game. I think it's the Lakers' final shot here, especially because you embarrassed the Jazz a couple days ago. It was never a game. You dominated them. It's Luka's first home game it's Luka's first game as a Laker. But obviously at crypto, all that excitement's going to kind of start going out the window. It's going to start becoming more and more about just the game of basketball. And before the Lakers get to the All-Star break, I hope these guys mentally don't have their bags already packed and saying, we got a week off. I hope they could just kind of put the final touch on the first half of the season. I know it's more than, 50% of the season done, but finish this off the right way. You've won 12 or 14 games. You've won 9 of your last 10. You're the hottest team in the NBA. And I'm not saying that literally, factually speaking, they're the hottest team in the NBA. No team has won 9 of their last 10 games. No team has done, Denver, I think, has won 7 in a row. Lakers have won 6 in a row. No team has won 12 of their last 14. They're the hottest team in the league right now. Finish this off the right way. Put that final touch and put the cherry on the topping there, but just kind of finish this thing off the right way. It'll be Luka's first road game, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. This is the first time you're going to see Laker fans on the road. You're going to see the opposing team probably booing Lakers and Luka. Okay, that's awesome. When they're booing you, that means they respect you. Just put the final touches on here so then, everyone can walk into the break starting to kind of figure out, all right, really just how dangerous can this Lakers team be? I pointed this out in the last post-game show that I did. By the way, tonight, got a post-game show coming up right after the Lakers and the Jazz. Tip-off's at 6 o'clock, so we'll probably start the post-game around maybe 8:30, something like that. Well, I'll take that all day. I'll take 6 o'clock tips. It's the 7:30 tips where I'm looking around. I'm saying, what kind of society are we living in that there's still 7:30 tip-offs? But Lakers Jazz, so final game. This is the part that I find kind of so fascinating as we go into the break. It's going to be a lot to talk about. It's going to be great. Now we're going to be getting ready for kind of that final push of the regular season. Lakers right in the thick of the NBA standings here. But this is the portion that I find most interesting, and I'd really, really like to see the Lakers kind of get that final win against the Jazz and then just move on. Frankly, I kind of care how they win, but I kind of don't. Like, just be 14 games over 500, and we'll figure everything else out from there. But let me just can I list out how many tough games the Lakers have right after the break? Like, this is why it's exciting. It's exciting because, by the way, most of these games are all going to be nationally televised. They got 3 games coming up here: Utah tonight, Charlotte, and Portland. Put those 3 to the side. Let's hope they handle business in all 3 of those games, and they're 17 games or 16 games over 500. I'm not going to jump too far ahead, but look at the matchups they have after that. They got Denver on the road. They got Dallas. They got Minnesota. They got Clippers. They got New York. They got Boston on the road. They're at Milwaukee. They're at Denver again. They host the Phoenix Suns. They host San Antonio. They host Denver. They host Milwaukee. They got so many tough games for about a solid 3-week period. Every single night, we're going to be watching Lakers basketball, and we're going to be talking about how either the Lakers beat a really, really good team or lost against one of the elite in the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo, or they lost to Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson, or they lost to Nikola Jokic or beat Nikola Jokic. They got the Nuggets, I think, 3 games in the span of less than a month. Is it 3 times? They got them 3 times. 3 times in about a 3-week period. So, and Denver's right in front of you. So if we're talking about the Lakers wanting to pass Denver in the standings, it's such a fun time once we get back from the All-Star break. But, obviously wanting them to finish this off is going to be so critical and so important. I want to play a video for everybody. Let me kind of get this all queued up here, because yesterday I put out a video, and you guys remember I was talking a little bit about, I was spending a little bit of time talking about, um, can the Lakers actually come out of the Western Conference? Like, is this, am I just kind of, I'm not trying to shoot air up, everyone's, what, but I really am trying to figure out, have that conversation. Can the Lakers actually be a team that's a real threat in the Western Conference? And it's very tough to predict that right now because we just started, Luka just got here 15 minutes ago. So how the hell does anybody know? But I want to play something for you guys because as I was bringing that up yesterday, here's a couple things that have come out video-wise that I want to play for you guys. It's Brian Windhorst. It's Mike Greenberg. They're talking about the Lakers specifically. Take a listen.
I'm floored at some of the things that have come up on our screen. I want to be clear. You're seeing ESPN analytics. Only the Thunder have a better chance to make the Western Conference Finals. And we had a graphic a moment ago that said the Lakers have the second best chance, according to our analytics, to make it to the NBA Finals from the West, behind only Oklahoma City. To be clear, there's the graphic I'm talking about.
The computer doesn't have to defend Nikola Jokic.
Well, I understand that, but
talk to him, Wendy.
but Wendy, what I'm saying is, like last week when we were all making fun of the odds have a lot to do. Vegas has a lot to do with what people are going to bet on. These are computers. These are emotionless. They're not being swayed by the fact that they would like to see LeBron and Luka make a deep run. Our analytics suggest they have the second best shot in the West. That means something to me, Wendy. How about you?
All right, I'm going to stop it there. Wendy's going to go on. I got two clips here that I'm going to play. Let me just let me stop it there for a quick sec. I want to react a little bit to it. These are computers. It doesn't matter. Nobody can, sit here and predict anything based off of that. Nobody should go out there and say, "Oh, Lakers are the second best team in the Western Conference." But it is interesting. This is where they're clumped right now. This is where the Lakers are. The conversation is not about the play-in tournament. The conversation is not about, are you 7, 8, 9, or 10? The conversation is not about, are the Lakers are they an automatic out in the first round? If Lakers have home court in the first round, whether they got the 2 seed, the 3 seed, or the 4 seed, they're going to be favored to come out of that first round. I don't care who they play. They're going to be favored to come out of that first round. Whether they played Minnesota, Phoenix, you pick the Golden State Warriors, you pick whatever team, they'd be favored to come out of that first round. And the only reason why I even throw number 2 on there is because I think losses, Lakers have 19, Memphis has 17. So it's not like there is this crazy, crazy differential between those two teams. We'll see what happens. Memphis is balling. Memphis played Phoenix yesterday. I am a zero believer, by the way, in the Phoenix Suns. Go watch the Phoenix Suns play. I'm a zero believer in the Phoenix Suns. But I love what Wendy said as well, Brian Windhorst. I'm going to actually reach out to him, see if I can get him back on the show. I love that man's NBA's opinion, or his opinion on the NBA. But I love what he said about Nikola Jokic, right? Those computers can't guard Nikola Jokic. So let's keep going here. I want to play the second half of this. Here is Wendy.
In the Lakers, there's almost... Well, when it comes to odds in the Lakers, there's almost never a good bet that you can make odds-wise on the Lakers because the sports books take advantage of the irrational Laker fan.
Right.
And I actually can't even blame the irrational Laker fan because irrational Laker fans get players like Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis and LeBron James falling out of the sky to them. So I'll let them be irrational, but I will disregard sports books who have to balance out the irrational Laker fans wagering. This ESPN analytics, it is an interesting number. I just have to point out that the matchup advantages with certain teams are going to have, I think it's going to be hard for the Lakers to overcome it. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know for sure. I don't know exactly for sure how these Lakers are going to play. And the way JJ Redick wants to play is interesting. I'd like to see it actually play out in practice before I back it. But I'd like to see, how he's going to lean into this.
All right, stop it right there. Stop sharing. That's Brian Windhorst right there on Greeny's show. And they're, obviously breaking down potentially where the Lakers can be. I talked about this yesterday, and I got a couple comments that I want to read on here as well from yesterday's video that I put out. By the way, can I just say this real quick? I'm going to interrupt my show here real quick. I love doing what I'm doing right now. Just love it. I don't know what else to tell you guys. That's it. Just want to share that with you guys real quick. I love doing what I'm doing. So getting those videos, playing them, kind of in control of the driving this bad boy, seeing the comments, all this stuff. I freaking love this. So appreciate you guys hanging out. Okay, so to go back to what I was saying is, if you guys remember yesterday, Sammy was on, and we're having the conversation about the Lakers. And I'm like, you got to put away anything you've had about the Lakers in your mind over the last couple years. Have the Nuggets dominated the Lakers over the last couple years? Sure. The team's completely different. I don't know if Denver's going to still dominate the Lakers. I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. Maybe they do and nothing changes. Or maybe Luka Doncic is now the point guard of the Los Angeles Lakers, and it looks nothing. It looks like nothing we've seen before. Let me give you another example. I saw somebody put in the comments, the Lakers own the Grizzlies. They owned them before. I don't know if they still own them. How am I supposed to know? One of the main reasons why the Lakers owned the Grizzlies before was because Anthony Davis was on the Lakers. He's not on the Lakers anymore. Does that play better to the Lakers? Does it play worse to the Lakers? Stylistically, the way the Memphis Grizzlies play. Does Memphis now have a better shot of beating the Lakers because AD's not there? Or are the odds just as bad because Luka's there? I don't know. And I think that's the point that Brian Windhorst was trying to make in this. And one of the points that I was making yesterday. We don't know what the hell this team is. I know this. I know, and I love that he mentioned JJ Redick. I know JJ's got these guys playing tough. I know this is probably the best version of Austin Reeves we've ever seen. I know LeBron has clearly kind of, whether directly or indirectly, it seems like he's taken a little bit of a step back and saying, okay, let me see how I can play with this guy. I know Jared Vanderbilt didn't play for the Lakers for almost a year, and since he's been back, he's helped kind of change the entire scope of what this team looks like. I know when D'Angelo Russell was on this team, the team had one vision, or stylistically what he brought to the table, and I know it's completely different now that Dorian Finney-Smith is on this team. The point that I'm trying to make is nobody knows. So maybe they do have the second best odds to come out of the West. Maybe they get bounced in the first round. Maybe Lakers go on a 5-game losing streak after the break. I don't think anybody knows. Maybe that's part of the excitement that kind of, comes with this team and this roster and moving forward. I'm gonna read a quick comment here from yesterday's show because I had some responses that there was a couple that I wanted to read here. So I'm going to read a couple of them, and then I'm going to get to your actual comments. Somebody yesterday on YouTube said, I like our chances against Denver more now than before the trade, and especially against the Thunder and the Grizzlies. It will be tough, but I think we can get these teams out, honestly. The only team that has proven to beat us in the playoffs is Denver, so I'm not putting anyone else above us but them, regardless of how they will play in the regular season. Somebody else had put out lots of defense to work on, but I like what I see. Another person put Luka unlocks everyone. So those were a few of the comments. And basically my title was, are the Lakers a real threat in the West? That's all I put out there. To be determined, I guess, is the best way to determine that. And the best way to have that conversation, to be determined, is the best way to describe it. All right, let's take a look at some of your comments here. I've not opened up the comments. You know how many comments I have waiting here? And I apologize because there's impossible. 251 comments right now waiting for me. Think my people aren't active? Look how active they are. Look how active they are. All right, let's see some of the comments here. Let's get to some of these comments. Could be better versus Denver, now worse versus Memphis. Okay. If you know Lakers basketball, you know when you see this team, it's the real deal. RK, I don't know. I don't think we have. You need data. We don't have any data. I think what you could say is without Luka, without AD, without Max Christie, without, I don't know, who else, with this trade going down and then being rescinded. So you could technically say without Dalton Knecht. I know with all of that out, they're still winning games and crushing teams too. I was reading some stat yesterday. Lakers have I think the second best point differential over these last 14 games. The first is Oklahoma City Thunder and the second is the Lakers. They're being good teams. All right, let's see what do we got here. Vando mentioned. Oh, Vando's incredible. Vando is incredible. No question about that. AR is killing it right now. Wait, that doesn't sound right. man, people got an interesting relationship with Austin Reeves. I'm kind of puzzled about Austin Reeves, to be honest with everybody. The guy's really good. We really shouldn't be complaining that. The only time I complain about Austin Reeves is if he's taking 10 threes and he took 20 shot attempts, 22 shot attempts. I just don't want to see that from him. But other than that, I mean, the guy's pretty damn good. And he's been really good for the Lakers. Slee, Denver is our daddy until we beat them in the playoffs. I don't disagree with that. Yeah, what they go last 2 playoff rounds, Lakers have played the Denver Nuggets 9 times. Denver's 8-1 against the Lakers. Yeah, again, I think that's a pretty good description of what the definition of your daddy means. Let's see some more here. OKC has gotten more experience, improved the roster with a high-quality big and elite defenders, and Shea's top 3 player in the NBA right now. Andrew, if the Oklahoma City Thunder come out of the Western Conference and are in the NBA Finals, it will be a little bit of a surprise to me, but not like a shock or anything like that. Let's put it this way. If Nuggets got out of the West, I'd be like, yeah, it's Denver. They've already won an NBA championship. They got the best player in the world. If OKC gets out of the West, I'm going to say, okay, hey, this is part of their growth, their development, their next step. Remember, they only have 1 playoff run. It was last year. 1 playoff run. And you know who they lost to? Luka and the Dallas Mavericks. Slee, I wish we had Max to shut down Murray when we played Denver because we have no answers. Yeah, Max is they're loving him in Dallas. I'll tell you that right now. I've read a couple different things about, the attention he's getting in Dallas. That dude's going to be a baller in the league for a long time. Absolute professional, is in pristine shape, looks like he's absolutely driven, is going to get an opportunity in Dallas to get real minutes, playoff minutes. Max Christie's the real deal. All right, let's get a couple more of these comments here, and then I want to keep moving on some of my topics here. Let's see what we got here. OKC is underrated, if anything. I don't mind people at all giving OKC its flowers, but you guys got to understand something. I think with any team in sports, until they get there, you always have a little bit of hesitation. You always have a little bit of hesitation to they're set up as good as any team in the league for years to come. They got their superstar. They got amazing players all around. They got more draft picks than, we know the stockpile. They know how to draft. They know how to develop. I'm not here trying to throw any shade towards the Oklahoma City Thunder. The only thing I'm going to say is until they actually get to the finals, that's when then you could say, yeah, this is the West will clearly run through this squad moving forward. All right, let's keep going here. Keep going here. Quick reminder here, if you've yet to subscribe to the channel, would greatly appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel. All right, let's Lakers added Alex Len yesterday. Not going to spend too much time on this, but I did a video probably about I can't remember, maybe 10 to 12 minutes. I don't know how long it was on Alex Len yesterday. So if you want a little bit more in depth, you can go grab it. But you know what I kind of found fascinating, and I found a little bit fascinating? There were so many people who were so excited about Lakers adding out Alex Len. I'm not trying to pour cold water on this. I'm just telling you that they needed a big desperately. They had to have a 7-footer, and they got it. They got it in Alex Len. But I don't think Laker fans should be, I don't think they should be overly excited about what the Lakers got. It's a necessary player to have on your team. He's going to give you 6 fouls when you need him in the playoffs. He's probably going to give you 10 to 12 minutes a game, something along those lines. I would much rather have him than not have him. But also, I just want people to know it's not like this guy is going to be out there being a complete difference maker and a game changer. I think the difference, when the Lakers were trying to trade for Mark Williams, there was genuine excitement because basically he was a double-double a game. He's only 23 years old. I don't know if I think he's got like the longest wingspan in the NBA, something along those lines. So you were just thinking in your head, oh my God, the lobs that he's going to, if Jackson Hayes is getting looks like this, what is Mark Williams going to get? Can he be with the Lakers for 3, 4, 5 years? There were real reasons for excitement when that trade was going down, and we all thought that trade was going to happen. Alex Len is just hey, we need a serviceable big man to be there. So at least you have 2 7-footers that are on the roster. That's what he is. I don't think you should expect for him to come out there and just, obviously be something, be anything more than what he is. You don't even have to go look at his stats, because if you go look at his stats, you're going to say, what is he averaging? 1, 2 points a game, 1, 2 rebounds a game. I wouldn't even look at that. The Lakers need a big. Alex Len was about to sign with the Indiana Pacers, and then once he found out that trade was rescinded, I'm sure his agent, Alex Len, was like, hey, we could probably get an opportunity with the Lakers. Let me just see if the Lakers would be interested. There was some mutual interest that came out a couple days ago. I think that was on Monday night before the Lakers took on the Utah Jazz. There was mutual interest yesterday. The deal got closed. Rob Pelinka got his, center for the remainder of the year. Got rid of Christian Wood to do it. Still, potentially, Lakers can maybe do a little bit more maneuvering. But as of right now, that's who they got. It's Alex Len, who's going to be the center for the Lakers, obviously moving forward for the rest of the season. Got to have him. But I would just say taper some of your expectations. Now, a couple people said yesterday, I was reading some of the comments, low-key, huge signing for us. I followed Alex Len. In my opinion, he's good for about 5 points and 5 rebounds, half a block, and most importantly, big body 5 to provide size. Remember, no one is stopping. I think it's the Joker. I think is the logo that he has on there. In playoffs, he's going to help. I agree with that. I think it's a great pickup because he gives you some depth at the position that you didn't have before. Completely agree with that. They had to get size. They had to get a 7-footer. Had to. They didn't have a choice. So they went out and got it. They went out and got, obviously the person that they need somebody. I think he's just walking 6 fouls. Sam, and sometimes you need somebody that's going to be in there and provide you with 6 fouls. And I think that's what he's going to provide for the Lakers. All right, let's see what we got here. Alex Len is the backup center for the backup center. Backup center for the backup center. Nothing wrong with that. Pelinka is just lucky. All right, some people trying to take some credit away from Pelinka. Alex Len highlights are nice. I got to be honest with you. If you told me 3 days ago that I was going to have somebody in the comments say the Alex Len highlights are nice, did not think that was coming down. Did not think that was going to be in the comments section. Backup center needed. Okay, so I think most people agree that, obviously grabbing Alex Len, just having him on your team was something that you had to have. Are you guys following Alex Len highlights? It's going to be, there should be a YouTube handle that says Alex Len highlight reel. I just didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. And now I want to go see the highlights. Who had the time to go put up an Alex Len highlight reel? You know what? Now I'm going to go see for myself. I can't show any of the highlights, by the way. Every time I try to show some kind of highlights and get something going, next thing I know, it's done. I can't make any money off of it. Everything's done. What do we got here? All right, you know what? We got something. Nope, sharing it. I think I got to be like under 9 seconds or something like that. All right, let's all do this together. All right.
Underrated difficulty on that shot.
Okay.
Full speed.
Okay, Alex. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. I found him. I found the Alex Len highlights. Nobody now can say that we didn't watch Alex Len highlights during this show today. You want Alex Len highlights? You come here. That's why you come here. That's why you come here. There's actually, look, there's a nice little slip, kind of a little slip there on that screen. Luka and Braun will find him. You guys following this Mark Williams story? I got to play something for you guys, because when I saw this happening yesterday, it kind of really threw me off. We all know, we've had this conversation before about kind of the trade being rescinded and Charlotte basically trying to kind of battle here and doing everything that they can to stop the Lakers from rescinding that trade. Dave McMenamin was on yesterday. He was on the Rich Eisen show. I just want to talk a little bit about where this could potentially go, this Mark Williams fiasco, if you want to call it. Let's talk a little bit about where this can go. And then from there, I want to talk about Dalton Knecht, because Knecht's going to have to regroup in his own head. Listen to this. Rather than me try to explain it, I'm just going to have you guys take a quick listen to this. This is Dave McMenamin talking about some kind of a mock trial that the Lakers, and the Hornets might have to be on if the NBA jumps in. Just take a listen here.
Team's interpretation of a medical chart jibe with the league office, right? Like, I don't know how do you rectify something like that? What do you do? Right.
But my understanding, this will be almost like a mock trial that the NBA will put on, and both teams will present their cases. There's not much precedent for this. Back in the late 80s, the Portland Trailblazers and the Cleveland Cavaliers had a similar situation. Ultimately, David Stern was the one with the gavel, and he determined that the Blazers, I should say, they were unsatisfied with the player they received, and David Stern said, who are we to say as a league to go against what their doctor's recommendation is? And so, the precedent would be on the Lakers side to have this rescinded trade stand, but that is the process that the Hornets are currently undergoing, and we'll have Adam Silver in that chair this time rather than David Stern.
Catch the Rich Eisen.
All right, that was on the Rich Eisen show. FYI there. Okay, let me tell you two things that just kind of come to mind from what that was. Okay, a mock trial. Let me be very clear here. One man's opinion. We'll roll from there. They're not going to make that trade go through. That trade's not happening. There's not going to be a mock trial. I don't know how much further along that this can actually happen. There's not going to be a mock trial that all of a sudden the Mark Williams, Dalton Knecht, 2031, pick swap in 2030, Cam Reddish is back on. It's done. It's not happening. I don't see a world if the Lakers are allowed to have a physical with their own team physicians to determine whether a player who has missed 60% of the games in his career so far in the NBA, if they determine there's some things we're not comfortable with here, then they can do one of two things because of the timing of when that trade happened. We talked a little bit about this when I put the video out on Saturday, that Lakers did not have time to say, listen, we're worried about this, this, and this. We're not throwing the 2031 pick. You still want to do it? We'll do it, but we're keeping the 2031 pick. They didn't have time to go back and try to renegotiate. So they only had two options. Put the trade through or say we're not having the trade happen. That's what they did. They rescinded the trade. You're going to have the NBA jump in. I don't know what Charlotte's goal is here. I don't know if it's Charlotte's goal to say, Lakers, you got cold feet and decided last second you don't want to do this deal. But to be honest with you, I don't really understand that methodology. Lakers, they wanted Mark Williams. They clearly wanted a center. And they were willing to mortgage some of their future, whether you think it's the right move or it's not the right move. They were willing to mortgage their future in order to get what they were looking for. I don't think the Lakers would wait till the last second on Saturday. I mean, Rob Pelinka had already talked about Mark Williams. He did that, I think, late Thursday about bringing him in. JJ Redick had, like, they were so down the road. They're clearly trying to accommodate to Luka Doncic early on in his career with the Lakers. I don't think the Lakers were trying to pull a fast one. I really don't. Now, listen, maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe Rob Pelinka did decide, you know what, but how is the NBA going to determine? Again, it's a player that we're talking about that's missed 60% of his time in the league. We're not talking about a guy that's never had an injury. We're not talking about a guy that's been completely healthy in the NBA. We're talking about Mark Williams. He's played 85 of 200 and something games. Already missed a handful of games this year to start off the season. So I don't know how the NBA is going to be proving, or the Charlotte Hornets are going to be proving, that the Lakers pulled a fast one. I don't know. Maybe Charlotte's trying to save face. Maybe they know they got this 23-year-old who just got traded, and now they got to bring him back. Maybe they know as well that if the Lakers are saying, no, we don't want this 23-year-old, well, how are they going to make a trade with another team where that team's medical staff is going to feel comfortable with making a move with the Charlotte Hornets? Maybe that's what it's all about. But either way, I don't see anything, being changed anytime soon. I don't. All right, let's get a couple of these in here. And then we're going to talk Dalton Knecht. I got to talk Dalton Knecht here. I'm feeling for my guy, Dalton Knecht. All right, let's get a couple of these here. Thank you very much for the super, brother. I appreciate you very much. Cheers to you on this fine Wednesday morning, February 12th. So do you care to speculate what Lakers actually found wrong with Williams? It wasn't the back. Not a James fan, but give him cred, being a pro. Yeah, I don't know. I would be just making an assumption. But I think they clearly found something. Like, I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. I think in Rob Pelinka's eyes today, if you told Rob Pelinka today, you can have Mark Williams, a healthy Mark Williams, and you could take your chances in the playoffs, and Jackson Hayes is coming off the bench, and now you're accommodating Luka what he needs, and you genuinely believe I got a good 23-year-old big that we can work with here, that Luka's going to get him good looks, that he's got a lot of upside, LeBron's going to get him good looks, or you could rescind the trade. I think Rob Pelinka would rather have a healthy Mark Williams. Personal opinion, right? They clearly found something wrong. Clearly. Something didn't jive. Something didn't work the way they wanted it to. Now, I've also made the case I think they're better off waiting until the summer. And I never really thought the Lakers were a true championship contender this year. Okay, maybe they proved me wrong. You heard Greeny talking about they got the second best odds according to, some of these, I don't know if it was ESPN bet or I don't know what it was, but that they have really good odds to potentially come out of the Western Conference. But we also haven't seen them play any games with Luka yet. They played one game against the Utah Jazz. So what are we all determining that? How are we determining that? Even though I think they're better off without Mark Williams because of the injury history, go wait until the summer. You got your 2031. You get that pick swap back. Dalton Knecht is still an asset on this team. You got a lot of expiring contracts this summer. Maybe you can make a bigger deal than just what you were thinking of with Mark Williams. But I don't think that he's pulling out of that deal because he got cold feet. I think he's pulling out of that deal because something went on in that physical where they're saying to themselves, we're concerned about this. Short-term, long-term, whatever the case is. Maybe they're more concerned long-term. Maybe it's, well, if we're going to trade for Mark Williams, let's sign him to an extension. Let's make sure he's a Laker for 3, 5, 6 years, whatever the case is. And maybe that's the piece that they're concerned about. Thank you for the super, brother. I appreciate it. Let's get another one in here. By the way, Ask Slee at the end of the show. Throw some Ask Slees in there, like this, like from Xavier. I'll get to that in a little bit. But any questions that you got, preferably non-sports related, that we can get into, Ask Slee coming up at the end of the show. So we'll do that a little bit later. Mitch, thank you very much for the super here, brother. I appreciate you very much. All right, let's get another one here. Mitch says, to clarify, Williams trade per Rachel Nichols. No current recourse for Hornets with current CBA. It'd be to change rules in the offseason. Teams can fail physicals at their discretion. That's kind of my point, Mitch. My point is that how is someone going to argue the Lakers medical staff of a player that's already been injured? See what I'm saying? Let me give you an example. Let's say the Lakers traded, let's say Dorian Finney-Smith, D'Angelo Russell. Let's say Dorian Finney-Smith wasn't injured, doesn't have an injury history. And the Lakers last second got cold feet and said, nope, we're rescinding the deal. I think it'd be a little bit more suspicious. I don't see anything suspicious in this one. I think it's fair to have the concerns Lakers do based on what we were talking about. Mitch, thank you very much for the super. And Mitch, thank you for being a member as well, YouTube member here. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you. Northborough AES, another member here. Braun, 27, 7, and 7. 50, 35, 73, 3.5 turnovers. Luka, 28, 8, and 8. Let's see right here. Luka, 35% last year, 35% this year. Braun, 41% on threes last year, 31. I think the comp you're trying to make here is Luka's the next Braun in regards to those full stat lines. Yeah, that was his guy growing up. I'll tell you my favorite player growing up. And I only got to see him towards the end of my career. But it's actually one of the reasons why stylistically I loved watching Braun during his career. My favorite player was Magic. I love that Magic. He can get 30 a game if he wanted to, but it was more effective for him to get 25, 8, and 8. I love that style of basketball. I thought LeBron was the closest thing we've had to Magic Johnson. He just happened to be also, kind of this hybrid of all these other players as well. I love Luka's style of I could drop 35, 40, 50 on you in a night, but I can also get 9 and 9 as well. So appreciate it, Northborough. Thank you for the super, brother. I appreciate that. Let's get another one in here, people. Look how generous people are here. Thank you, Brian. Really appreciate that. We're going old school here. Dino Rada trade was rescinded and then went to arbitration in 97. Celtics dropped the claim. Rada had no cartilage in his knee, never played again. You know what I think is probably making this incredibly difficult for Charlotte? Their asset's only 23 years old. Mark Williams is only 23. How are you going to make another trade for Mark Williams? By the way, Mark Williams has also been playing. It's not like Mark Williams isn't playing. Let me give you Mark Williams' stats this year. By the way, a lot longer on Mark Williams than I thought we were going to go, but kind of an interesting topic. All right, let's see Mark Williams' stats. $15.5 points a game, 9.5 rebounds a game. I think he's out today because of personal reasons, probably because this entire fiasco. It's not like the guy's not playing, and it's not like the guy's not putting out numbers. He's putting up numbers. So that's probably another frustration coming from Charlotte's case. Brian, thank you for the super. Northborough, thank you for the super. Mitch, I appreciate it very much. Good, serious TP, thank you very much. I appreciate all the supers here. Let me get some more lives in here as well. That's not supers, but are here just doing their thing. All right, let's see what we got here. Some people not crazy about the trading Max Christie. Knecht is gone, or Knecht is going to get his chance to sign, so let's hope he balls out. Knecht's coming next. Probably shows part of the reason Charlotte is so upset. Not only did they not get the trade, their asset Williams is degraded in value. No question about that. Dalton wants to stay in Charlotte and get playing time. Could be right about that. Dalton is not a superstar, just a role placer. Okay, let's talk Dalton Knecht here for a quick second. I got it here in my notes. Feel bad for Knecht. I feel bad for Knecht, but I also want Knecht to churn the page as quick as he can because I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be on Dalton Knecht's side and is going to sympathize with Dalton Knecht. Okay, let's get into it real quick. Here's a man that I don't have to go back very far. I actually looked this up yesterday. I was looking this up here. Do you guys remember a few months ago, Dalton Knecht had a game in the NBA as a rookie where he dropped 37 points and went 9 of 12 from the three-point line. Broke a rookie record for most three-pointers in a game. Either he broke it or he tied it. I can't remember off the top of my head. But Dalton Knecht Had a game as a rookie. Everyone was asking the Lakers to trade that pick, trade that pick, trade that pick. Lakers make a draft. They draft Dalton Knecht at number 17. Many people thought once, the trade or once the draft happened, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe Dalton Knecht fell to the Lakers. Not a big college guy, so I don't know what he was doing at Tennessee. All right, he's killing it. He's not killing it. Let's see what he does in the league. Let's see what he does in the NBA. He comes into the NBA, and instantly it feels like, hey, you know what? This guy's comfortable in the league. He looks like he's comfortable in the league. Sharp shooter. When's the last time the Lakers have had a real sharp shooter? And then all of a sudden, early in the season, the guy's getting opportunities, getting looks. I did a lot of videos on him where I'm like, all right, you know what? His game is not just spotting up and shooting threes. He can get to the basket. Really, really liked his game. He dropped 37 in an NBA game. By the way, I think that was against the Utah Jazz. 9 of 12 from the three-point line. Put that to the side for a quick second. He comes out the gate. Everyone's talking about Dalton Knecht. What a steal of the draft. Oh my gosh, this guy's going to be a great asset for the Lakers. He takes the Lakers to another level. Got inserted into the starting lineup. Remember, this is early on, so D'Lo's still on the team, everything else. Then he went through a stretch where the man couldn't hit a shot if his life depended on it. For about 2 months, he starts overthinking. I remember Stu Lance saying this on one of the broadcasts. He said that he's no longer shooting the ball. He's guiding the ball, right? Natural shooters don't need to think. They just fire away. And Dalton Knecht, all of a sudden, it was no longer this, hey, I play freely. I don't even think. The game is just so natural to me. I do my thing. It wasn't about that anymore. Now, all of a sudden, Dalton Knecht, for a long stretch here, struggled from the three-point line, wasn't hitting shots, second-guessing himself, losing his time in the rotation. All of that stuff, kind of started happening for Dalton Knecht. And then the man gets traded. I can only imagine what the hell is going on in Dalton Knecht's mind. I can only imagine Dalton Knecht kind of sitting there saying, what the hell just happened in my career? What the hell just happened? I just went from this unbelievable start with the Los Angeles Lakers, getting a lot of love and getting a lot of praise. And then I go through the streak where I can't hit a shot. By the way, he has, I don't know if he started playing a little bit better. He had that game against Philly where he dropped 24 points. He had a game against the Washington Wizards where he had 10. I know, nothing crazy, but had 10 points, was in double figures. Had that game against the Clippers, Lakers won in Inglewood. He dropped 14 points. It was like, okay, hey, we're starting to see Dalton Knecht again. He's back. He's sort of back. Let's see how he goes. Then he gets traded. Probably blindsided by the trade. And then freaking 2 days later, it's like, no, the trade's not happening. You got to go back to LA. I remember JJ read a couple days ago in the presser saying before the games, like, he basically told Dalton Knecht, I'm going to give you as much time as you need to kind of get yourself mentally sorted out and figured out. They got one game left tonight. I'm not sure, actually. Let me see here. I'm going to see the Lakers injury report real quick. I know I have this in my tweets, but let me just take a quick look here. I want to see if he's on the injury report for today, if he's going to play or if he's not going to play. Let me see what it says here with Knecht. Yeah, he's not on. He's not even on the injury report. So Dalton Knecht should be available to go tonight. Dalton Knecht gets one game tonight if he ends up playing. I'm just assuming that he does. But more importantly, after the All-Star break. Here's the opportunity Dalton Knecht gets. Can this man, as a young rookie, turn the page on whatever's happened so far this season? Try to embrace the fact that he's still on the Lakers. He's on a team that has a potential to make a playoff run. He's a sharp shooter that's going to be playing with Luka and LeBron. And by the way, Austin Reeves, too, who's going to draw attention, who's only going to help get Dalton Knecht some looks here. Can he turn the page and say to himself, what an effed up season. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's my first year in the league. I've had these ups. I've had these downs. I got traded. I was told to come back. There's a lot of cameras on him on Monday night at Crypto. His body language, the man never looked like he even smiled on Monday. I get it. I understand it. Can he come back after the All-Star break and just kind of look at this as F it. I don't care if I get traded anymore. I don't care if I'm on this team long term or not. I just know this. I'm a good basketball player. I'm a sharpshooter. And I got weapons all around me that can set me up for potentially my final couple of months with the Los Angeles Lakers. That's what I'm hoping from Dalton Knecht. And I got to be honest with you guys. I have no idea if he's going to do that. I don't know if Dalton Knecht mentally right now is going to be in his own head the rest of the season. I don't know if he's going to be upset, bitter. How can you guys trade me? I have no idea. I don't know Dalton Knecht. His first year in the league. I mean, I think all this experience in his first year in the league will help him down the road. I just don't know how much it's going to help him over these next 3 months. But hypothetically, if JJ Redick can get in this man's ears, get in between his ears, and just try to paint a picture for him, make the best of your moment, make the best of your situation, and you could be a real asset to a playoff team in your first year in the NBA. That's my hope for Dalton Knecht. I think there's going to be a lot of Laker fans that sympathize with him. I think there's going to be a lot of Laker fans that are rooting for him. I think there's going to be a lot of Laker fans that want to see the absolute best for Dalton Knecht. I really genuinely believe that. When Dalton Knecht checks into a game at Crypto.com Arena, I do think the fans are going to cheer for him a little bit different that they may cheer for somebody else because they know his ass just got traded as a rookie and he got thrown back into the mix here with the Lakers. I know if Dalton Knecht goes off in a game where he hits 3-4 threes, I think there's going to be more sympathy coming from his own teammates, his own coaching staff, from the fans. Like, I think everyone's rooting for Dalton Knecht because of this predicament, because of this situation. I hope he makes the best of it. I don't know how it's going to go, but it's kind of, I was thinking about this yesterday, and I was saying to myself, I'm like, he's in a really interesting, awkward spot. Let's see what he does with the situation, with the moment, and hopefully he thrives rather than is kind of sitting there in his own mind. All right, let's take a look at some of the comments here. Let's take a look. DK only has one season versus quality opponents. He'll make a big jump from year 1 to year 2. He's only been on the team for a few months, not like he's been here for years, then traded. He should be fine. You know, the funny thing is about this? If he was a player that I didn't think the Lakers need, the conversation's a little bit different. Knecht's going to get looks. Guys, can you imagine, and this is going to happen, whether it's in the playoffs or in the regular season, there's going to be moments during the season where Luka and LeBron are in at the same time, and Dalton Knecht is sitting in one of those corners. I'm not telling you Knecht's a perfect player. I'm not telling you the guy, is getting stops on the defensive side and he's grabbing 7 rebounds. I'm not telling you that. But everybody has roles on a good team. Jared Vanderbilt has a role, right? Austin Reeves has a role. Rui Hachimura has a role. Dalton Knecht can have a role on this Lakers team. He can. So, it's less to do about his history with the team and everything else. It's more to do with how does a rookie who's kind of gone through such a weird stage in his first year, and he's not playing for Charlotte or Sacramento or one of these other teams, maybe he's not getting enough attention or not getting the same attention. He's playing for the Lakers. I mean, anything the Lakers do is top information. For the love of God, Lakers signed Alex Len yesterday in the buyout market. I got 16,000 views for doing a video on Alex Len. That's not because of me. It's because there's freaking attention all over the Lakers. Anything they do, there's attention on them. All right, let's keep going here. Get off Dalton. He's justified to his feelings. He's not soft. He bought into the Lakers 100%, then got dumped. Most of you here would react the same if the woman of your dreams dumped you. Get the F out of here. Okay, I'm not getting off of Dalton. Well, let me see what you. I think in the beginning I thought you were saying get off the topic, but I don't think you're saying get off the topic. I think you're saying, and I'm assuming here you're saying there's a lot of Laker fans saying get over it, right? Here's the only difference that I will say. Like Luka getting into his feelings, I get it because Luka's been a Dallas Mavericks for 7 years and he thought he was going to, obviously he thought he was going to retire a Dallas Maverick. or he thought he was going to be with that franchise for a long time. Dalton Knecht, there's not much history with him in the Lakers, right? He just got here. So it's not like, we have this crazy history with Dalton Knecht. So I think this is a little bit different because he was dating somebody for a couple of months. He thought he really liked her, and then she dumped him after a couple of months. Not after 6 years or 7 years, right? So there's a difference there. DK has to be a professional, emotional and mentally. I hope he works hard to improve his game. I'm a fan of Dalton Knecht. I mean, for some people on here that are saying, that whatever they're saying, if they're thinking he's soft, he's this, they don't need him, all that stuff. I'm a fan of what he's done and what he could be. He did go through, a bad stretch. Here we go. Here we go again with the trade BS with Sliwa. Dude is obsessed in trades. I gotta be honest with you. Not a fan of Sliwa. I gotta be honest with you. Nell 7, I'm with you, brother. Personally for me, not a fan of Sliwa. I'm gonna email that asshole. Sliwa clown. All right, let's keep going here. You have a different opinion. I got no problem with having a different opinion. Personally, me, he's all right. Sliwa's okay. Let's get some more here. Now 7, thank you for being a part of the show. Is Knecht lack of motivation because he thinks he'll get traded again? I think he's in just a fog. I think he has no idea what the hell is going on, and he's trying to figure out what the hell just happened. I think there's going to come a time where I think he's going to turn the page, probably after the All-Star break, and he's going to come in a game, and he's going to hit a couple of threes, and he's going to feel like he's part of the roster again, and he's probably just going to say F it. I've told you guys this before. There was I don't know if this happened or if it didn't happen, but there was a moment where Rui Hachimura about 3 weeks ago, before the trade deadline, I feel like he's a completely different player. Gabe Vincent, before the trade deadline, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, whatever it was. I feel like these guys are completely different. But I don't know what changed. Maybe they reached a point where they're like, F it. I'm either on the team or I'm not on the team. I'm just going to go out there and play. And maybe it was kind of easier for them to play because of that. Maybe we'll get a little bit of that from Dalton Knecht. All right, let's see if we got any more here. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, let's see where we go from here. I think I hit everything Laker-wise that I had. I think I hit everything I have Laker-wise. Let me see if I got let's get some athletes in here. Do we want to do okay, I'm going to do one thing here just real quick in baseball because I mentioned it. I think it's still kind of a little premature in baseball, to be honest with you, unless there's a good story out there. No surprise here. 2025 World Series odds. And then I'm going to get into athletes. So if you got some athlete questions, throw them in right now, and we'll keep going. 2025 World Series odds. Here are your top teams. Dodgers plus 300. I think they're projected to win. It's like I think there was some kind of, I don't know what analytic stuff they're using, but they're likely to win 11 more games than the second best team. That's not going to happen because I don't think their goal is going to be to win 120 games, even though they probably can win 120 games. Dodgers, best odds to win the World Series. Yankees, Mets, Braves, and Baltimore Orioles are your top 5 teams to win a World Series. I think between one and everybody else, it will be Dodgers, and everybody else will be distance behind for second, third, fourth, and fifth, however you want to look at it. I thought this was interesting. I don't know why they got Philly so far back. It goes in the in the NL, it's Dodgers, Mets, Braves, Phillies, Padres is your top 5. I don't know why they got Phillies 4th. Did I miss something? I think Phillies are going to ball out, but Atlanta's going to get healthy, so give them a little bit of credit there. Only other thing I wanted to get into, in baseball here real quick, I thought was a little bit interesting. Aaron Boone hopes to be classier than the Dodgers. Boone, do me a favor. Please don't give the Dodgers any more motivation. Just go ahead and say nothing. He said that, I guess he was talking about Chris Taylor and Joe Kelly, who basically, I guess, was talking shit about the Yankees, how bad they were in that game 5, that 5th inning with all the errors that they had. He says the reality is we didn't play our best in the series and they won. So they had that right to say whatever. Hopefully we're in that position next year and handle things with a little more class. But the reality is it's a great team. It's a great organization with a lot of great people I happen to know and respect. So a few people sounding off isn't necessarily how I would want to draw it up. So kind of indirectly taking a shot at the Dodgers and a couple of their players for, I guess, some quotes that they had after they won the World Series. I got a solution here, Aaron Boone. Why don't you do this? Why don't you just say nothing? Just say nothing. Or say something to your own players. Like, the last thing the Dodgers need right now is a little extra motivation. They don't need any of that. They're fine. They will be fine. All right. What's the last thing that I was going to get into? No, I think that's, I mean, we as we get a little bit closer to baseball season starting, I'll be throwing out some more baseball content and things that I think are, obviously of interest. So we'll get into that as we go along. All right, let's do some stop saying that the Dodgers said that it was Chris Taylor and Joe Kelly. Yeah, I just said that, BC. I said that. I literally said it was Chris Taylor and Joe Kelly. All right, let's keep going here. Okay, well, let's do some ass sleaze here real quick. Let's do some ass sleaze. Let me throw one thing out there as well. I want to give a couple quick shout outs here. This is B. Just became a YouTube member. For those who don't know, I am now have opportunities to be a member here on the Sliwa Show, on Hoops Talk, on the channel. It's a great way to support the channel. Would love to get as many members as possible. It's $3 a month. And I'm going to start on Friday. I'm going to start with exclusive content for members. I'm going to kind of build this out as I go. I'm not a fully 100% sure what it's going to look like, but I'm going to take care. First off, I'm going to take care of anybody that's on this channel that's been a subscriber. I'm very, very appreciative that you guys are here. You guys are hanging out, and I love the growth of the channel. I can't tell you how much it kind of fuels me in what I'm doing. But if you're a member, and I know that you're paying on a monthly basis, I'm also going to key in on those that are really trying to find different ways to support the channel. So, B, I appreciate you being a member. Anybody that wants to be a member, it's very easy to join. And like I said, it's $3 a month. First, exclusive members only video coming out on Friday. I'll be doing that on Friday. And I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to kind of interacting with just members as well after I do everything that I do for the channel. So this is not in place of anything that I'm already putting out. This is just in addition to. Okay, let's get a couple ass sleeves in here, and then we'll call it a day. All right, let's see what we got here. Look at that. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. Appreciate all you guys very much. All right, let's see what we got here. Slee, tacos or pizza? It's a good question. Good question. By the way, I got to throw a scenario out to everybody else on a scenario that I was in earlier in the week. I'm kind of done with the sport. So just so everybody knows, we kind of got our $1.10 in there. We're going to kind of shoot the shit here a little bit. So you guys hang out as long as you guys would like to. Slee, tacos or pizza? Okay, it's a good question. Listen, when you're from Southern California, Mexican food just does hit differently. Okay? LA, obviously, great Mexican food. San Diego, I'm going to be biased. I'm going to tell you the best Mexican food in the country is in San Diego. I'm going to be biased towards that. That's my hometown. Love me some tacos. But, brother, if you're telling me I just got to pick one or the other, I could eat pizza any day of the week at any time of the day. I could wake up and have cold pizza that's sitting in the refrigerator. I could have pizza. Before I go to bed at 2:30 a.m. in the morning, I could have pizza. In the middle of the day, I could have pizza. Yesterday, I had pizza. Literally had pizza. Here in Pasadena, my girl and I were like, what do you think? Want to go get some pizza? Went and got some pizza. So for me, my go-to anytime, I'm going to do pizza. That's just for me. I know a lot of people probably are going to go tacos. I could see that easily that a lot of people are going tacos, but for me, yeah, it's pizza. I order pizza every week. I don't know what it is. I mean, okay, now this is this one's a little more interesting. Because if you told me tacos or burrito, I'm a burrito guy. I want that warm flour tortilla, almost like a pillow that I want to just kind of lay next to and then take it down. So burrito or tacos, I go burrito. All right, let's get some more here. Throw some ass sleeves at me. Give me something to work here. Yeah, by the way, there's, I'm not surprised. People going tacos, couple pizzas here. All right, bang taco game. I get it. Some people are already threatening the membership. They're already threatening me. All right, let's get some more in here. What was the other one I saw in here? Ashley. Better Kool-Aid flavor, grape or lemon? Do you guys remember Tang? You guys remember Tang? I don't know what my parents were giving me when I was growing up. This is what happens when you have parents that just come from the Middle East and they have no idea what's going on. We just get that Tang. We used to do Tang, not necessarily Kool-Aid, but Tang had that powder. It was like an orange powder that you put into your full glass of water and you mixed it. That thing probably could not be healthy. Do they still sell Tang? No way this is healthy. Oh my God, they still got Tang. Tang's on Amazon right now. Tang is on Amazon. If you're telling me between those two flavors, between grape and lemon, I love lemon. Lemon's typically lemon and lime, like I get sparkling water. So I'm going lemon or lime. Lemon or lime are my two go-tos. All right, let's see what else we got here. Some people used to drink Tang. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. All right, I got a couple here. Che, I got you. Don't worry. We're going to go back to that. I'm going to answer some questions at the end. I'll get to all supers. Don't worry. I get to all supers. All right, let's get a couple more of these. Wet or dry burrito? Easiest question I've ever got. John, thank you for the super here. Yeah, I got a quick question or a quick thing with John here. So John, big listener of 710, used to come out at some of our events. One time I was doing a live broadcast at Pachanga, and John was just down the street. John comes. It's like in the middle of summer. Guy comes all the way down just to say hello. So, John, I appreciate you being a part of the show. Dry burrito all day. I don't need the wet burrito. I don't want to eat a burrito with a fork and a knife. I want to hold my burrito. I want to open up my hot sauce, and I want to pour a little bit of hot sauce with every bite that I take. See where I'm going with that, John? I don't need a wet burrito. I want a dry burrito. I want to stay focused at the task at hand. All right, let's see what else we got here. We had Tang back in the day. Tang, man. How is that possible? And they're still selling that thing? Let's see what else we got here. Bought 2 pounds. Ashley, do you have the Rocky theme song playing when you go for a run? All right, this is interesting. I signed up. I haven't ran consistently in a while. And then recently in January, I was like, I'm going to start running again. I did a 10K probably, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, which is about 6 miles. And I'm kind of running every other day now. I need to. I got to get back into it. I was starting to gain weight, everything. Okay, I want to just get back to being healthy. I signed up for a half marathon in April. So I'm working on, there's like a regiment that I'm doing, 3 miles here, 4 miles here. Weekends, it's a little bit longer. I'm following this like path. Do you guys know how I run? Am I crazy to do this when I run? Somebody's asking when I run or if I run, Rocky theme song, people listen to music. Guys, I take nothing on my runs. Nothing. It's the first time I've ever done this. Nothing. I'm not taking my phone with me. I'm not listening to any music. I don't have headphones on. I'm not listening to a podcast. I take nothing with me. It's just me and my thoughts. I got to be honest with everybody. I've never done that before. I've seen people do it. I'm like, how the hell do you do it? It's such an easier run. A lot of times you're listening to music. You're this. I don't like this song. I'm skipping that song. That song is this, that. Your phone is going all over the place in your pocket. I'm doing nothing. I am doing nothing when it comes to my runs. I literally have nothing that I'm listening to. All right, let's see what else we got here. Ray, you should try it. You should try it. I'm telling you, you should try it. I think there's a little bit there that might sound a little crazy, but I'm telling you, it's such a more simple run. It's such a more simple run. See you at the LA Marathon. Sherman Oaks, you're a badass. I don't think I could do a full marathon. A half marathon, I'm already thinking in my head, how the hell it works. Music gets your blood pumped. You're not wrong there. You're 100% right. But it's like this even, steady flow of a run by not having anything on. You don't get too high. You don't get too low. I think you think better. I think you're more creative of whatever the hell you're trying to figure out. I'm just saying you should try it. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's see what else we got here. Astley, Drake, or Kendrick. If I could be honest with everybody, I was never really that much of a Drake. Okay, first off, let me say this. Hip-hop today, I'm not even listening to hip-hop. So I'm my days of hip-hop, like my favorite art, if you said, give me your favorite artist, your favorite hip-hop artist, this is going to tell you how far back I was listening to hip-hop, and I'm really not in that world anymore. I'm not. But Drake, I don't know. Never really did it for me. Obviously, Kendrick seems a lot more genuine in anything that he's doing. More authentic is the way that I would describe it. But my favorite artist when it came to hip-hop, it was Nas. It was Talib Kweli. It was Mos Def. It was KRS-One. It was DMX. It was like Jay-Z's older stuff. So listen to the artists that I just mentioned to you. It is not possible for me to really be analyzing any of the current hip-hop artists. I don't know enough about the hip-hop or today's hip-hop. I just don't. So I'm too old school, to be honest with you. All right, let's see what else we got here. Sli on some Zen training. Yeah, no pressure. You guys don't have to do it. Who's your boxer? All right, let me tell you who I loved growing up. Again, guys, I'm going more old school here. I loved Evander Holyfield. Who tells this story? I think Trav used to tell this story when I was on the air with him. I believe it was Trav that mentioned this. There's a story about Evander Holyfield when he went up against Mike Tyson. And, Mike Tyson would usually come out the gate, right? Iron Mike Tyson used to come out the gate, and he was just a complete bull. He would be the first one to come attack you, and most of the fighters he fought would be intimidated within the first, couple of rounds, or probably even well before that, and he just took out fighters. And I think if I got the story right, when he fought Evander Holyfield, here comes Mike Tyson, comes right out, of his corner and is ready to go, and he's going to pounce on him like he's pounced on all these other fighters. And then there's Evander. Take shot. And all of a sudden, Mike Tyson's just sitting there, and it's kind of like the mental warfare. And Mike's like, yeah, I got a real fight here. This guy's not going, quick, easy, whatever the case is. I was always, I loved Evander Holyfield back in the day. All right, let's see what else we got here. Tupac is king. Don't worry. That no question about it. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, Mos Def was the best. I loved me some Mos Def back in the day. Black Star. Now I'm all reggae, guys. Listen, I'm telling you guys, I listen to a lot of reggae. Or I just don't listen to anything. DMX. Oh, how good was DMX back in the day? Well, we got some hip hop people in here. All right. We got some hip hop people in here. All right, let's see if I got a couple more SLIs here, and then we'll keep going. All right, here's an interesting question. What do you miss about ESPN? There was always something kind of cool about saying you work for ESPN, right? There was always something about saying you work for this freaking as big of a corporation as it gets. But I think there's also something cool about like, all right, that was a chapter of your life. There's a big chapter of your life. And that kind of sets you up for what you're doing now. I don't know if, I think my time at ESPN really also helped me with the channel, also helped me with kind of legitimizing what I was doing or my opinion on things. People are like, okay, no, this guy's got credentials. This is what he used to do. He used to do this, the Laker broadcast or the Daily Show or whatever the case is. So I think there's some of that. Obviously, I worked with people for a long time that I would see every single day that I don't see anymore. So I crossed paths with a lot of good people over the years, especially even on the other side. Like I think people just know me from my time on air. I was 10 years on the sales side. So there's people on the sales side that literally I have really, really close relationships with close bonds that I just don't see anymore. So that's another that's another thing right there. Yeah, I think those would be kind of the main things. But I like taking calls. That's an element that I know I could eventually add to YouTube here, but I like kind of that interaction of being able to kind of pick up the phone and have some of those calls. But those are probably the main things that stick out. Let's get a couple more in here. Little Ass Lee here. All right, go work, everybody. Reggae, you smoke, here and there. Share your reggae playlist. All right, let me tell you. Listen, not everybody's into reggae. I think it's one of those genres of music you either like or you don't like. But I'm going to tell you, because a lot of the music I listen to is through YouTube. So YouTube's just kind of feeding you, different artists. But a lot of artists are going to be the same artist, I guess you could say. I'll tell you what's on right now. Let's see here, because I think it's going to give you a good idea of some of the reggae that I like. By the way, one of my other favorite artists that I didn't mention, Alicia Keys, one of my favorite artists. Okay, so reggae right now. This is just what's on my list here. Micah Shamaya might be my favorite reggae artist right now. There's a reggae artist named Chronix, phenomenal as well. Luton Fire is a very good one as well. Israel Vibration, which is very old. Burning Spear, very old. Peter Tosh, very old. I like some like true old school roots reggae, and then there's some artists today that I listen to. Protege is another good one that I'm listening to. So, and that music is like, it never gets old. Like that music just, you can listen to that in 15 years from now. That music's still going to be kind of the same. I think that's actually reggae, in my opinion. That music never gets old. Choose only one. Yeah, this one's easy. It's coffee. I got to have coffee. Damn, Corrupt. I haven't heard Corrupt in a long time. Corrupt was awesome too. Corrupt was great. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's see what we got here. That's not even close. Smooth jazz all day. I like jazz. Here's my, by the way, Damian Marley, 100%, phenomenal as well. Here's my one take on jazz. I told a buddy of mine, jazz is the type of music that basically sits in the background. Jazz is like, listen, we're not here trying to interrupt anybody. We're not here trying to disturb your conversation. We just want you to know we're in the background. If you need us, we're here. That's jazz music to me. It's the perfect background music to have. All right, let's see what we got here. Revolution's good. Absolutely. Tribal Seeds is good. There's kind of, there's different styles of reggae. I put Revolution, Tribal Seeds kind of in a similar category. All right, let's see what we got here. A couple more, and then we're calling it a day here. Okay, some people giving me some suggestions here on a lot of these from a music perspective. Oh, this is a good question here. It's a tough question right here. Breaking Bad or The Sopranos? I think the easy knee-jerk reaction would be Sopranos, and I love all mob movies, shows, all that stuff. Michael and I were talking. Michael and I were talking about Michael Thompson and I were talking about Friday. Remember, I was trying to get him to go see Donnie Brasco. I love the mob movies. They're the best. Breaking Bad just took me out of nowhere, and it had such depth to it. And I had absolutely no idea what the hell this show was, the angle that it was taking. I think I go Breaking Bad in this. I think I go Breaking Bad. In a sense, Breaking Bad it's got its, I guess you can call it its mafia ties, just differently. But I think I go Breaking Bad. I think a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. I think a lot of people are going to go Sopranos, but I found myself in complete shock. I think Breaking Bad had more shocking moments. Granted, Sopranos definitely had shocking moments as well. All right, are we done? Are we good? Okay, I got a couple supers here. My favorite is with some of the supers is when people send me a super and they're like, hey, you didn't read my super. Okay, let's see what we got here. Dalton Knecht equals Robert Horry. Spurs Sean Elliott, Robert Horry trade was nixed in the mid-90s. Then Horry helped the Rockets repeat in 1995. Time for Knecht to man up. Che, I appreciate you very much sending me the super. Thank you very much for that. Guys, give him a second. Literally, the trade got nixed 3 days ago. He was probably blindsided by the trade, goes to Charlotte, flies back, finds out the trade's not happening. And then here's a Monday televised game on ESPN and Luka Doncic's first game, and every camera's like, hey, Dalton, why aren't you smiling more? Give the man a second. He'll be fine. He'll kind of get through what he needs to get through. I think that there's a lot of opportunity for Dalton Knecht right now with the Lakers. I think it's kind of, I think one of those situations where you hope for him that he's puts himself in a position where at least he says, all right, whatever happened. Let me try to make the best of the situation. That's my hope. That's my hope for Knecht. It really is. That's my hope for Knecht. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm also, if I didn't, I'm not sympathizing with the man and also feel the super. Sorry, I'm kind of trying to do a couple of things here at the same time. We get a couple more in here. Thank you to our new members, by the way. If you'd like to be a member, I am putting a link right here in the bio. You could be a member. Couple new signups in this morning's show, so thank you for doing that. We'll just keep kind of working our way, day by day, keep working our way. Northborough AES. Ask Lee's, it's going to be a staple on Wednesdays. I love how we just go with some of these random topics. Top 3 pro wrestlers of all time. Hey, I used to watch myself some WWF back in the days. Top 3. All right, let me tell you the ones that They're not going to be my top 3, but I got some guys on the outside looking in. Oh, I love me some Razor Ramon. Remember Razor Ramon? He'd have the toothpick and go like this with the toothpick. Jake the Snake was the man. I loved me some Jake the Snake back in the day. All right, my top 3. I think Ultimate Warrior was in my top 3. Yeah, look how old school we're going here. Who else was in my top 3? Bret the Hitman Hart was in my top 3. I love me some Bret the Hitman Hart. That's 2 out of the 3 right there. Oh, gosh. Do I put I think The Rock's got to be in my top 3 as well. I think The Rock's got to be in my top 3. That's a solid top 3 right there. Okay? That's a solid top 3 right there. Thank you for the super, brother. Mitch, Tang is a fave on an aerospace engineer. Bro, Tang that's some old school stuff right there when it comes to Tang. Oh, Chronix is phenomenal. Really, really good. Really, really good. All right, I'm going all the way to the bottom here. We all done? Got to $130? Yeah, we're at $130. All right, I appreciate everybody hanging out. Slee, are the shows 2 hours long now? I'll tell you what the shows are. The shows starts at 8. It will never be less than an hour, and I have no idea how long it's going to go after that. If the show is going and I'm chilling and we're enjoying the show and everybody's enjoying it, then I'll just keep going. If I feel like I'm out of content or material, then I'll stop whenever that happens. It will never be less than an hour, and we'll go as long as we need to go. So I appreciate the question there. Shout out to another new member here, Freddie. Thank you for being a new member, brother. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, everybody, for joining the show. Thank you for hanging out. Lakers got a game coming up against the Utah Jazz tonight. Tip-off's at 6. Post-game probably around 8:30. Thank you all for throwing in the questions, the comments, hopefully with some good content today as well. I'll be back on tonight, and hopefully the Lakers are 14 games over 500, walking into the All-Star break, and really kind of the world in front of them moving forward. So thank you for being a part of the show. Have a great rest of your morning and your afternoon, and we will see you guys all tonight. Thanks, guys.